In this video, I'll show you how to play a perfect Diana game so you can learn how to gain some LP. Starting off with my pathing here, I'm starting on the bottom side of the map because I want to head towards my Tahm Kench. His lane is very easy for me to gank. Rumble is immobile, Tahm Kench is a really nice gap closer and CC for me to follow up on. And then for my bottom lane here, you can see that's Xayah Alistar versus Vayne and Senna, which is very bad for me to path towards. They should get poked in and pushed under tower, and I shouldn't really be able to ever gank them if VA goes pathing down there. And here you can see I just rotated over just in case the fight was continuing so I could maybe pick up a kill or turn the situation around. You can see I just pinged out the map there for Viego starting on the top side because we know he started top side. We don't even have to look at the map. Senna and Vayne were cheesing in the bush looking for an early advantage. For my camp sequencing this game, because I'm playing Diana, I'm obviously going to go for a full clear. So red, Krogs, Raptors, Wolves and so on. I am quite a bit behind on my clear at this stage because I've reacted to the fight that was going on earlier. And here I can see that Rumble is very far up in the lane. So instead of me continuing to farm my camps, I'm going to potentially look up here because this could be a kill. He's very far up. He's an immobile champion and my Tahm Kench can easily engage on him, lick him, slow him to death, and then I'll be able to just follow that up and then Rumble won't really be able to do anything about it. If he flashes, we just flash for him. But here, since I'm looking at the lane, we can see that the wave is coming in. It's quite heavy. Tahm Kench is half health, and I don't really want to be fighting in that wave when Tahm Kench is only half HP, and that wave is absolutely massive. I accidentally dropped my Gromp here because I was paying so much attention to the top side here, trying to see if there's any possibility that I could go into there. Not really. Rumble's level 4, Tahm Kench is level 3, half health to full health. If we go in there, it's probably a 1-for-1, so we're just going to play it safe, play it slow. I'm just going to look for the crab here before I go back to my Wolves, because Viego's going to be on the bottom side. You can see Tahm Kench did just get solo killed there, unfortunately. Maybe if he just prioritized his wave control a little more, rather than fighting Rumble early and then just set up a gank for me, things might have gone a bit differently for him. You can see that Tahm Kench did teleport back into lane here. I'm just going to take a look into the top lane and see if there's any gank potential again. As soon as I see that Rumble is walking away, I started my recall, but as soon as I see now again that this wave is kind of frozen for Tahm Kench, I know that Rumble's going to want to push this in. I know he just placed a ward here as well, by the way, just because of how he walked. So his flash does get forced out, and now Tahm Kench can pretty much just freeze this, and Rumble's not really allowed to walk up here unless he wants to die. My Graves is roaming up towards the top lane here as well. He did have, he did get mid prio. He's very good at pushing out waves. I'm just going to continue with my recall here, like I finished off the recall here, because I'm on a ward. If I cancel my recall, Rumble knows I'm there, and if they just play this out correctly, they should be able to secure this kill out for free. And of course, Tahm Kench does not play it out correctly, so they do not get the kill, which might have been a good thing, but that's fine. So I've just recalled. I'm just going to continue with my clear, just always looking around again at the lanes to see if there's anything for me to do. Now, I did mention earlier that I don't want to be playing around my bottom lane, but this is mainly because early on I can't really gank them, and it's very weak for us early on, but as soon as I hit level 6, I definitely do want to look towards that bottom lane with my ulti, because then there's not much counterplay for Vayne and Senna if I can get onto both of them and ulti both of them. And you can see here as well, I spotted that the Vayne is extremely low under the tower. My Xayah and Alistar were quite healthy, so I was looking for a dive here but called it off, and now I'm just reacting here to the mid play, and we're focusing Ahri because she's the target that's nearest to us. And here, if my E did land there, if it did connect onto the Ahri previously, I definitely could have 1v1 the Viego here, but you can see he's just auto spacing me like crazy on the grave, so I'm just going to walk away and continue with my clear and just ping out my bottom lane that they're going to have to be a little bit safe soon, because I can't really rotate down there while I'm this low on HP to protect them. While I'm doing this Gromp here, I start to realize that I'm going to be back to full health as soon as I finish smiting and clearing this out. And instead of me just going to do my wolves and forcing my bot lane to play safe here, I just ping them out to go play for this crab. We know Ahri is dead. She's only coming back into lane here now. And we have full bot lane priority. So like with all this information in mind, my bot lane can just walk into the river. If Viego's there, they just kill him. And if he's not, well then I just get to show up here and take the crab for free then. And this is way more valuable than if I just farmed my wolves and then my bot lane lost pressure and Viego got that crab and potentially a gank off as well, or maybe even the dragon, if I was just playing around the top side the entire time. Here Viego just walks into Fog of War, face checking, and you see I'm level 6, he's level 5, because I've helped push that wave in mid for Graves for prio, and we do manage to find a really nice pick here. So that Viego does fall. I was thinking about taking his Gromp here as well, but it's a little too risky because Vayne and Senna are returning to lane, and they can always just go and match me there, and then I can't really do anything to them. Especially without my ulti. They'll just auto space me like the Viego did when he picked up Graves earlier on. So I'm just going to continue with my clear here, always mindful of how much gold I have, trying to see what's my next item spike and just clearing towards that, and I do want to get back to base soon as well. Because Viego made the mistake of checking Fog of War and dying to me, we know he's going to be back to his red buff, and you can see my Alistar and Graves did invade that. So you see me rotating to that crab really allowed us to take a big opportunity off of Viego's mistake rather than just losing pressure and kind of falling behind off of it. I'm looking down towards the bottom lane here. My ulti's up in 30 seconds, but the wave is bouncing back to us, so Vayne and Senna will have to overstep a lot. My Alistar has really good gank setup, so if he can just get on top of one of them and CC them, then I'll be able to jump in there with my Q and E. I won't have ulti up for the play, but you see, there comes in the CC, and I just QE just to take the kill now at this stage, because I don't want to walk in here and not even get an assist. But yeah, this is fine. Now they're just going to push the wave out, maybe get a play, and we'll just have to recall now. It's not worth going for Dragon right now. Ahri could contest us because our Graves is in base. And same with the Viego, he could also rotate on us. Vayne might respawn in time and get there. And again, this Viego did make a bit of a mistake, overstepping there, getting a little bit baited into maybe thinking he could get a kill with an ulti. And now we do manage to punish that again for 2 kills, which is really nice. And again, we're not looking for the dragon here. Ahri is missing from mid lane. She's definitely rotating down here to deal with us, and we need to get back to base as soon as possible. My Alistar cancelled his recall, which is a bit troll. The Xayah is way too far up to survive at this stage. So yeah, he did make a bit of a mistake there, not recalling on time. And now that I'm back to base, I've got my huge spike, Proto Belt, ulti's up in 70 seconds. I definitely want to look for a play as soon as that's up again. And I'm just going to look to play around towards the top side here. All my camps are up here. Crab is up, Herald is up, and like, well, since I've had mid prio for quite a bit of this game, we should be able to secure that Herald up relatively soon. We can see the Rumble here walking up. I'm reacting a little bit late. I didn't notice the Graves on the map there. So we are chasing him down. He's sandwiched completely between all of us. Really nice for us to pick up this kill. And as you can see, my internet did cut out. It's actually so sad. I honestly don't even know what happened to him. Did he flash the wall or what? But yeah, it's very annoying. My internet cuts out for a few seconds every few minutes at times in game. So that was quite unfortunate. But you can see, since that Viego did make those 2 mistakes, like we're able to get vision into his jungle, and now we just have a full read on his clear pathing. And really my job is to just make sure he cannot gank my laners and just continue making good plays. So I'm just going to continue clearing downwards here, as you can see from the top side, and I'm going to be mindful again here of my bottom lane. They're pushing in very far under the enemy tower. Viego just rotated down to the bottom side there. I'm putting that 2+2 together in my mind, and the ping comes out. Thankfully bot lane respects it, and they do just manage to walk back here. Again, this is not ideal because it's a bit of a loss of pressure, but also I wouldn't want to have been just leaving all of my camps up there. Here I'm just slowly checking some bushes with my Q. Everyone's really looking for this dragon right now. Graves just reset, and we're not in the best position, but like we do still have the bot lane prio. And again, just trying to group up with these guys, trying to keep up their pressure, and maybe look for an ulti play, find a pick. You can see Alistar going in with the flash. He does bait a really nice engage here from Viego, and I just get a huge 3-man ulti with the rocket belt. absolutely huge. Like the Alistar went in to engage for himself, then realized quickly that's not the play, and we turned that situation around so well. And this is just, again, playing off of strong laners. Well, we got them strong. I mean, surprisingly, they are strong. I think the Sana's probably playing very poorly this game. But after this play now, we're looking for an invade here just to see if Viego maybe has Gromp. He doesn't. There's nothing else for me to do. I've got a lot of gold, so I'm just going to recall here now and head back towards wherever I can see something to do. So either that's going to be towards the Herald, maybe look for a play on Rumble with my Alistar, or maybe I'll just continue clearing. So we'll just have to see here. And Graves coming out with the 1v1. Doesn't have mana for the ulti, and thankfully Alistar with the Moby Boots does pick that up. And again, this is what happens when you help a lane win. They have pressure, they can roam, they can help you invade, maybe you can dive, and so on. And here I'm just rotating again. Mid lane here, just protect the Graves. Maybe we can pick off the Viego again. And I'm really looking towards that Herald now at this stage. Since my ulti is still on cooldown for 10 seconds. Gonna pick this up for free now as well. Graves picks up that kill, and that's really, really, really nice. So again, playing off of the pressure laners. I only pathed towards Tahm Kench early on, just because we could maybe pick up a few kills, accelerate me a little bit until I'm level 6, and then I can play for ultis onto Vayne and Senna, because Tahm Kench is not the best for carrying this game when they have all those ranged threats on their team. Yeah, we'll just pick up the Herald here, have full prio, mid, top, bot, just as a consequence of reset timers from the Rumble, and picking up the kills in the mid lane as well, and then from the Alistar roaming. So everything is coming together here. And now I pick up the Herald here. Instead of me walking back towards my own jungle, we're going to look for some plays here. Ahri flashes out immediately, and as soon as we see Graves fall, this is the signal to get the hell out. Rumble is missing from the top lane, so I'm just going to clear this wave out so it doesn't go to waste, and then we just got to go move on to the next thing. Definitely don't want to be making a play on top side because Viego was just around there. Same with Ahri. And I'm really looking down here for the bottom lane. If my Alistar went with me, this would have been amazing. But really what I'm looking for here is just Herald and look for an ulti play, because that tower is 2 plates. And that's the threshold for Herald to just completely one-shot it. See, playing for the Vayne here. I don't want to focus Senna and then get popped by the Vayne. I've got a very big bounty on my head at this stage. Here I could have flashed and queued potentially for the Senna, but that's a complete waste of my flash. Like it's not worth it. I'd rather have it as an escape for my bounty or as an engage tool. And looking at the map here, we just saw Viego in his bottom side, and I am running the hell out of there. I've got 600 gold bounty that takes priority over anything else. So much more priority than so much more important than the wave there. So I'd rather just let that leak away and protect my bounty, of course. And I'm just gonna pick up my red here, and then Raptors and recall for my Zanya. So as you see, it's very, very important that you're looking at your items, looking at what you want to buy next, looking at your gold values, and then just thinking in advance, what are you looking to buy, when should you reset. So you see, I'm just gonna reset here and pick up my Zanyas, and I did not continue clearing all the way up to Wolves and Gromp. It's just a waste of time. I just need to get my spike and get out onto the map and try support the aggression from my laners here. And you can see again, my Xayah and Alistar were winning lane, capitalized on it, and now they've rotated to mid and they can pick this tower up. So at this stage we can really just play to push out a wave, force Ahri and Viego to sit mid, and then we can just look to dive top lane and take that tower as well. So we would just slowly start taking everything away from the enemy team as slowly and as much as we can. So here you can see Alistar does walk the wrong way, completely into it, and the macro is falling a little bit apart here at a Diamond 2 level. Because we could have easily just let that wave crash, all rotated top lane, just dove Rumble S4, and took the tower. So really we're just looking for whatever else we can do, trying to find the Viego here, but I'm not going to continue chasing, of course, because of my big bounty. And then Viego has to back off. We see Vayne in the bottom lane, so we're allowed to just hit this tower for a little bit. Towers, of course, are way more important than just taking your camps. They give you a lot of gold, and they also grant you a lot of access to the enemy jungle. As you can see here, we're not playing for my own jungle anymore at this stage, playing to take away Viego's camps and make it so he can't farm, and then look for picks like this if we ever find somebody rotating like the Vayne from bot lane to mid lane. So this is really, really nice from us, and it's going good so far. And now I just want to bring attention to how I am not farming my own camps at this stage of the game. I know that my team has a lead, we have pressure, we are able to push out lanes, so I don't have to farm my own camps. I can just use their pressure to play for lane priority, so then we can go and invade the enemy jungle and take away their camps and then play for dragons like this. The only time I want to be farming my own camps really is when my teammates are in base. So you see right now, Tahm Kench is just pushing out the top wave, Graves just pushed out the bot wave, he's rotating over to Xayah and Alistar. And I was about to do my Raptors here, but that would have been a mistake because this gives the enemy team an opportunity to go find a pick on one of them and potentially try to turn the game around. But if I just sit around here with them, with my big lead, my big bounty that I need to not give away, then I could just continue playing for these potential fights. We can easily just engage on somebody, pick off a kill if they go forward, but really I'm just supporting the laners pushing out the towers, and you can see now that my Xayah is recalled. Graves and Alistar on the bot side. Like, now is the time where we can back off and just go and potentially farm our own camps. I was looking for a rumble there in top lane, but yeah, this is the time I just want to go farm my camps, and Graves and Alistar really shouldn't be trying to make plays on the bottom side here. So you see, you just got to be really adamant here with your pings and call off bad positions like this, and then just play for the correct objective, ping out the correct objective, ping assistance, hit and make sure you're playing around there. So you can see I took my blue and Gromp here. Now that Xayah is back in lane, I will walk forward now because we're going to have pressure on the map again. And again, I want to play for the top tower, so I'm really just waiting for Xayah to push the wave in and then rotate up. And then you can see this is how games get thrown. Trading 1-for-1 when we're ahead like this is not good for us. It leads to a loss of pressure, transfer of gold, and it means we can't really do things. So you can see I'm typing in the chat there, just play slow, push a wave, then rotate, because really all we have to do is just push out the waves. As soon as we see someone go to collect it, we can go and dive top, or play for one of those side towers, and then just slowly lawn mow our way towards the enemy inhibitors. And you can see these camps, I'm not going to farm them. Graves is farming my Raptors right now, just a little bit troll from him. He should be taking my Krugs and I take my Raptors. And then we just group up again with the Xayah here and just continue pressuring, because you can see as soon as we see Ahri mid and Rumble mid and Ahri top and Rumble top, this can tell us that we can maybe look for an engage on the mid lane, look for a play. I can E in onto squishy targets, ulti, and just one-shot them. So yeah, again, you can see pushed out the wave, we have pressure, and we're looking for objectives. We just have to be careful here in this scenario, because our Graves is pushing up bot lane. You can see I'm really pinging here. Do not fight, let Graves push bot while we take this, because like this is just so win-win-win. And this is the kind of macro you want to be looking for in your own games. Okay. Again, you can see here, I'm not running down towards my bottom lane to go and farm some camps. I do look for a play here on Senna, thinking if I get onto her, my team can follow up and we can one-shot her, which is actually quite a big mistake from me, really, because our Graves is pushing out bot lane, forcing a little bit, because I have a Herald, and I really have to be safe with my bounty, so I'm just going to flash out here. I test it here to see if maybe I can 1v1 him without ulti, but as soon as I see that combo damage, like I'm just going to flash over the wall and get out. So like this was a kind of a throw by me. If I would do this another 1 or 2 times, like we could definitely easily lose this game, because their comp is quite strong in 2 hours. They do have Vayne, Senna, Rumble. They have a lot of range that can get us low HP before like we can even get into a fight potentially. So yeah, here again at this stage, now since we lost pressure, I go farm my camps. But as soon as we get pressure back again, as soon as my Xayah respawns and starts pushing, then I'll go just group up with her again. You can see just pinging off my Graves not to pursue the kill, because if he starts dying, and then if I die with my bounty, like this game's just going down the drain.
I cannot turn back.
Again, since we don't have pressure right now, I'm allowed to farm my camps, but as soon as my teammates start pushing out waves, I am no longer allowed to farm my camps. Here we're starting up the Baron because we can see Rumble in the bottom lane, Vayne in the middle lane, and we could potentially just take it away really quickly. They don't have any vision here, but Senna does smell out the play, and I think we can still go for it. You can see Rumble still just rotating over in the mid lane. Alistar gets a huge play there onto the Senna, and we do pick up the Baron here. This is huge. I'm already identifying this is a good fight for us, and we should win this if I can get in somewhere. So I'm just dropping the Herald here, because then if we win that fight, we're just going to immediately go take half of their base. You can see I'm really looking for an engage here. I saw them 2-stack E or into some kind of follow-up would be huge there. And again, just playing a little bit slow here. The dragon did just spawn. I thought we'd one-shot the Ahri there. As you can see, she just about survived. I'm just peeling the Xayah as much as I can. And I have to be really careful here. Using Zanya for my cooldowns. I'm just looking for whoever's low HP, whoever I can kill first, and then just try to get out. But you see, I'm forcing again a little bit, and my bounty does go away. We do lose a few kills. We lose a lot of the Baron pressure, and when we could have honestly just played for the dragon. I honestly didn't even identify the timer at that stage when we were doing Baron. That dragon was next, and then we could do the Herald afterwards. I was just in the mindset of go, go, go. So you see, it's very, very important to know what's next. So now that we've all respawned, you can see again, I am not running towards my camps. I do not care about my camps. I care about being around my teammates so they can pressure the towers. And so if a fight breaks out, they don't lose it because I'm busy farming my Gromp or something. So you can see, just running straight down mid. Just so I can hover my teammates really. And again, just gonna try look for some ulti plays if people step out of position. E or Zanya's would be really nice. And you can see we're just trying to suffocate the enemy team out of the game. I'm not trying to farm my camps, trying to farm their camps so they don't have any access to anything in the game. And you can see for this fight, I'm positioning really far at the back here. I don't want to be up front taking poke. I'm just really looking for a stack that I can ult into. Rumble ulti does come out. We just have to keep playing slow. You can see this is the long range poke kind of angle that I was talking about. Senna Rumble with an Ahri charm. We're quite low range. It's thankfully I do have that big engage from Diana, which makes it so they can't abuse their range as much. And we can see just trying to stay safe out of poke and really looking for two-man stacks like the Senna and Ahri just there. But then as soon as we get the inhib, now we can just back off a little bit. I am really eager here to find like a 3-man ulti and then just end the game straight away. But we don't want to be taking risks like that if our Alistar nearly just died from getting poked. So just going to fall back now. My teammates will recall. And again, this is a time when I can actually go farm my camps. And next, we just need to look for that top tower, bot tower, and then just go through this lull state of push out a wave, get vision control, try find a pick, try find someone making a mistake, and then hopefully be able to group up and fight and win the game. Getting back to it again, you can see we've got pressure mid lane from the inhib being down. So we're trying to group up on the bottom lane here and try to siege down their tower so we can maybe get a second inhibitor, and then we can rotate towards the top lane. And again, you can see now, just looking at the map, that Tahm is in the top lane. He does have teleport, so here we're really just trying to have people rotating, clearing out the waves here. So Tahm could pretty much just get free push in top lane. We're not looking for a fight, not looking for an engage. You can see I'm just sitting around here near the back on the side, looking for some kind of a flank angle maybe. But again, not really looking to engage here, just looking to siege towers, get free push top, and then just balance the enemy team around the mid, top, and bottom lanes. You can see Vayne does show up in the top lane, and now this could be the signal for us to maybe go for an ulti play. Tahm could always teleport if he gets to a safe location. And you can see I'm really eager to just go jump on 3 players, ulti them, kill them all, and win the game. But you see, you have to be very patient in a higher elo. People aren't making mistakes as often, and you really have to be careful of where you're standing and where you're rotating and walking. So you can see we are slowly sieging that bottom tower. Tamken's just gonna continue pushing up top tower, looking for a play here again, but we're really just looking for the dragon at this stage. We'd only really look for the play here if we can get the jump on them with some CC or my engage. Also, just notice how we're pinging Tamkench to go back to base. It's because his time is over. He can go recall now. We don't need his pressure. He just needs to play safe because the enemy could rotate and try to kill him while we're doing dragon. And now I'm just going to continue my farming here because even though my teammates are recalling, I know my item spike is in 100 gold, this raptor camp. So you can see I'm going to get my banshees. And then I'm just going to go group up again with my teammates and try to siege the next objective. Unfortunately, Tamkench is here getting caught out by the Viego and Vayne. But thankfully, my Graves has rotated up towards him and hopefully he can clean this up. Does get condemned, but the Alistar here is huge. And those mobility boots on Alistar and playing around and for my bottom lane here, you can see played off really well. And again, this is an opportunity. We could maybe look for Baron here or an engage if I can find it. Flash, E, ulti. Pick one or two, and then we could maybe Baron. Just gonna drop my control ward here just to deny them vision, and we're really just looking to try and get this Baron. I step onto the Rumble ulti by accident, lose nearly half of my health bar. But yeah, we just have to try play this slow. But you see the Rumble does find the angles, the Senna. This range is very hard to deal with, and like we're really just trying to now survive again because they poked us out off the Baron. So now time to recall. I'm way too low HP, and then just group up again and try to look for the next objective. Baron, top tower, whatever it is. I'm sweeping the area here, setting up for Baron. I'm very cautious about not walking into the enemy jungle by myself. You can see that is completely fog of war covered. And we just saw Rumble as well. And I don't have the pressure right now or the teammates behind me to walk in. But as soon as I see Senna here by herself, my Tamkench is pushing out the top lane. That's a nice free pick. Obviously, the Senna player makes the mistake of walking too far forward, or the support player. Looking for a ward, and now we do get two nice picks which will be able to convert into Baron and try to slowly close out this game because they definitely still have a chance of winning this. Unfortunately, I do not hit my smite here, and Viego does manage to steal the Baron. That's very poor from me, but it happens. But there's only two players alive on the enemy team, so we can still just go run at them. And if I can find a flash and E and an ulti, we'll be able to wipe them out, and then they won't have the Baron anymore. But this is really poor. That Baron steal from Viego is pretty big because now it's a bit harder to siege. I see Senna here again by herself. I'm just going to go pick her off. And now we're just really looking for game end here if we can. Two players are dead. Rumble ulti comes out, and you can see just completely clears the wave out. And they're really trying their best to win this game. See Vayne in the back line. It's really hard to get onto. If I dash onto her, I don't really have any more follow-up, as I did get caught out. Graves isn't around, so like we're just gonna have to back off here. And again, if I die with my huge bounty and that goes over to Vayne, it's a very losable game. On our way out, we're just gonna take Viego's camps out here, just so they're not up for him to take for himself. See Viego's face checking us here. This is what vision control does for you. And I could flash for him here, but it's not worth it because I'd rather save that for a 3-man engage potentially to win the game. Because if we kill this Viego, it's not enough of a window for us to actually close the game out. And there's nothing that will really stand to gain from it. And again, you can see here, I don't have pressure on the map. Now I'm going to go farm my camps. As soon as I have pressure on the map, you can go group up and look to take things from the enemy. We see, I start my recall here, but as soon as I see that Tamkench teleport and all those pings, this is an absolutely huge play from the Tamkench. We get the knockups from the Alistar, and then this is huge. We get to pick off their bottom lane, And now this is going to allow us to try and siege and maybe close this game out. Just pushed up a little too far, the Vayne and the Senna there. You can see I'm pinging out all of my abilities, all of my actives, and I'm just trying to signal to my teammates my intention that if I see somebody, I'm going in. And I'm really focusing the rumble here because of that ulti from him and the wave clear. And then you can see I have my Zanya, so I'm not afraid at all of jumping in and tanking a bit of damage. And you can see at this stage, we are managing to close the game out, and we're really just focus the Nexus, focus the towers, because again, if they ace us one time, this game could go completely down the drain. So really just focusing these towers and trying to win the game I am. So yeah, if you made it to this stage anyway, I hope you did learn something and enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Coaching details in the description.